All right, let's get more on the story with SABC News reporter Nhlanhla Kgatlana. Nhlanhla, very good afternoon to you. Just take us through what has been heard a little bit earlier on there.
Well, thank you so much, Nzinga. Indeed, coming to you right here from Pretoria at the commemoration of the International Anti-Corruption, Day. We know that the day usually is on the 9th, but today there's a dialogue happening here where government officials, government experts, political parties, lobby groups have come together to just engage with regards to this phenomenon. But quite interestingly here, I'm with one of the activists that has attended this event, Mr. Andy China, who's just going to talk to us. I mean, we had the president there talking about, whistleblowers being protected, saying that without protecting the whistleblowers, no corruption will be reported, saying that, the public sector, public sector rather needs to be professionalized, and we spoke to Mr. Bolton from the Ahmed Kathrada Foundation there, who was talking to us that such events tends to be talk shop, saying that the most critical voices are missing here. And when he's talking about critical voices, was referring to communities from communities around the country. But let me just bring in Mr. China. Thank you so much, Mr. China, for your time. You are here today. Like we spoke earlier, we spoke about the critical voice of community members here. Your response to that?
Yeah, it's critical for us to be here because we, at the end of the day, are the whistleblowers. We are, the Constitution starts off with three very important words: we the people. So everything needs to center around us. If there's anything that needs to be done in South Africa, it's more people need to stand up against corruption. But are there enough mechanisms to protect those that are actually standing up against corruption? We don't think so. This is a talk shop. We have, the mere fact that we have Minister Kivet on stage, who's got murdered in controversy around her MBA and her things, shows us how serious is the government to send somebody. Even Deputy President Paul Mashatile has some sort of things about his properties and things. So how serious are the government to send individuals like this to anti-corruption thing?
And I guess it says a lot. I mean, we heard the Deputy President there talking about the protection of whistleblowers, and me and you are talking there about their protection. You say this is a talk shop, and we also spoke about how South Africa has become so corrupt that people don't fear anything. We had a state capture commission immediately afterwards, while it was still doing its work, coming up with recommendation. We saw the PPE scandals.
Yeah. State capture. As an activist, we try to encourage people. Say, come on, get into protest. Challenge people that are doing corruption. And then you have the Zonda report, spending billions on a report, and people come back to me and say, but hang on, you spent all that money. How many people are in orange overalls, going to prison? Why should we be fighting this? So it's like it's a case of everybody wants to stop the corruption, but are there enough mechanisms to protect us from that?
Are you confident that government is really doing enough to deal with corruption? I mean, you are an activist yourself. For sure, there are incidents that you are dealing with. We were talking earlier, and you said that you are doing quite a lot in Gauteng, in Johannesburg. Talk to us with regards to that and how the journey has been with regards to what you have been doing.
So I've been, for today's day number 100 for the Marshalltown fires. And what we've seen there is a bit of corruption as well. I mean, the site was bought for 45 million rand, which is now housing victims of the fire. And they put in infrastructure, but the place is flooding. So we're asking ourselves, how much more was spent on there to come up with something that doesn't even address the problem of people in a disaster? We look at the Metro building in the city of Joburg, where they've approved a budget of 2 billion rand to renovate an admin building while people don't have housing. Is it really necessary? And that 2 billion rand, I can tell you, it starts off at 2 billion rand. When that project is ended, in year 7 or 9, we're going to look back and say, but we got a quote for 2 billion. How did it end up ballooned like this? There wasn't SAP implementation in the city many years ago. Started off at 400,000, 300,000, 300 million, ended up at 800 million with a system that's still not working.
Well, thank you so much. That was one of the activists that we got a chance to talk to Nzinga here, who just saying that, such events tend to be talk shop. Those are the very same sentiments that were shared by Mr. Bolton from the Kathrada Foundation, who says that, in such an event, you need those critical voices from communities, because they are the ones that, when they report such issues, they live under threat, they get intimidated. Nzinga, with that being said, it's back to you in studio.